It's January 2021, and Spain's been hit by unusually severe snowstorms, the worst in half a century according to a government official. In the northern Spanish region of Asturias, local man Robert Garcia is out walking when he spots something bizarre. A scattering of ancient coins is strewn around on the ground at the mouth of a cave. After archaeologists unearthed a strange nest, they looked a bit closer, and the wild reality hit them. Could the snowfall and this random scattering of coins be connected in some way? Garcia could only speculate. But one thing he was sure of was that this was no pile of modern-day small change lying on the ground. It was clear enough that these coins were very old. And thankfully, Garcia was a man with his head screwed on right. So he knew what to do next. He contacted some archaeologists and tipped them off about what he'd stumbled across. The mysterious scattering of coins, there were close to 100 of them, was at the mouth of La Cuesta Cave. It's close to the town of Burcio, near the banks of the river Nailon, and some 230 miles north of Madrid. So Garcia had done what any good citizen would. He'd informed the authorities about his inadvertent find. But he was still left with an intriguing mystery to consider. Would these ancient coins appeared in the mouth of the cave at this precise time? And could there be a connection with the fact that northern Spain had recently suffered from freezing blizzards, the worst for more than a generation? It was April before the architects were able to arrange a field trip to La Cuesta Cave. The small group was led by Alfonso Fangel, and the researchers were soon able to identify the type of coins that were lying at the mouth of the cave. The items were from the days of ancient Rome, when the Roman Empire extended into what today is Spain and Portugal. The coins dated from 200 to 400 AD. And when the archaeologists excavated the area around where the coins had laid, they came across more of them. By the time they'd finished digging, the team had a total of 207 coins. That made it the biggest cache of coins ever uncovered in a cave in Spain. And Fangel believes there may be more to find. Speaking to CNN, Fangel explained, "We've taken out the first deposit, but we think there's a lot more to take out." He went on to describe just what the find meant to him as an archaeologist. "It's a unique moment that you dream about from a young age," he admitted. "It's an exceptional moment that you never think you will have as an archaeologist." So where did the coins originate from? The majority of them came from ancient cities on the northern and eastern coasts of the Mediterranean, such as Constantinople, now Istanbul in Turkey, Thessaloniki, which is in modern Greece, and Antioch, today the Turkish city of Antakya. They'd probably have traveled through Rome then France before ending up in Spain. Just one of the coins was made in London. Aside from the mystery of how these coins had ended up on the surface of the cave mouth, there was another puzzle. Who'd buried this treasure some 1,500 years ago? And would they felt the need to conceal this wealth? Fangel believed that he had a plausible answer to those questions. It was all to do with what was happening in Spain back in the 5th century. The 5th century was a time when the Roman Empire was contracting rapidly, with many territories seeing incursions and rebellions from hostile tribes. This was apparent in Spain, where warriors from the north began to make inroads. Notable among them were the Suebi people, who were of Germanic origin. They caused upheavals and struck fear into the local inhabitants. According to the Britannica website, the Suebi were starting to sweep into northern Spain in 409 AD. They themselves had been driven out from their ancestral lands in Germany by another notoriously aggressive tribe, the Huns. We can only imagine the effect of the arrival of the Suebi on the people of Spain. Previously they'd been accustomed to the stability that Roman rule brought with it, so it's easy to believe that they would have been terrified. After all, the Romans had subdued almost all of modern-day Spain and Portugal by early in the 1st century AD. So by the time those coins were hidden in the La Cuesta cave, the people who lived in northern Spain had been benefiting from Pax Romana Roman stability and peace for 4 centuries and more. But that peaceful period came to an abrupt end, replaced by chaos and anarchy. Speaking to CNN about the stashing of the treasure, Fangel revealed, "We think it's a reflection of the social and political instability that came along with the fall of Rome and the arrival of groups of barbarians to northern Spain." He added that it might well have been refugees fleeing invaders who decided to hide their worldly wealth in the cave. So now we have a credible scenario as to why those coins might have been buried in that particular cave at that particular time. There's nothing quite like the appearance of invading barbarians to make people think it's time to hide their most valuable possessions as best they can. Better that than to leave valuables at the mercy of ruthless looters. But we're still left with our modern-day mystery. Why were those coins that had been safely buried so long ago now lying exposed at the mouth of the cave in the year 2021? Well, Fangel was able to come up with an answer quite quickly once he was on site to see things for himself. Badgers. Unlikely as it might sound, that was it, the coins had been dug up by badgers. Fangel confirmed the badger story in his interview with CNN. He said, "When we arrived we found the hole that led to the badger's nest and the ground around it full of coins." And he added to USA Today, "We were shocked to find 90 coins just in the floor outside a nest of a badger. We didn't know how many could be underground or even if we could find more valuable objects. Yet why on earth would a badger want to dig up a bunch of coins? Badgers, as far as we know, don't go shopping. In any case, you can't spend ancient Roman coins in any store we're familiar with. And you certainly can't eat metal money. But hunger might well be the key to this seemingly strange badger behavior." You'll recall that we mentioned the unusually severe winter conditions that Spain had been suffering in the days leading up to Robert Garcia's discovery of the coins. Hard frost, freezing temperatures, and driving snow are bad enough for us humans. But if you're a wild animal such as a badger, that kind of weather can be catastrophic. Because how do you find food when the conditions are so bad? It seems highly likely that this badger was searching for something to eat when it dug up the coins. So it can't have been too pleased with the results of its frantic digging. But Fangel and his colleagues were delighted. Without the help of the badger, the archaeologists wouldn't have found this cache of coins from the Roman era anytime soon. Perhaps never. In the paper the researchers published about the find, the late Roman hoard of La Cuesta cave in Bercio, they pointed out that the quantity of coins recovered, as well as the undoubted archaeological interest of the transition to the early medieval period, make the hoard discovered at Bercio an exceptional find. The badger might not know it, but it had made an exceptional contribution to archaeology. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.